Hi, my name is Heather McIntyre, and this is my presentation of Smoking Bad, the Health Risks and the Road to Recovery. The major health risks associated with cigarette smoking is vast. Your whole body is affected. Cancer of the lung, head, neck, virtually any place within the body can happen, as well as surprisingly leukemia, which is a blood cancer. Smoking can make asthma worse and can cause chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also known as COPD, chronic bronchitis, which is the inflammation of the bronchi, and emphysema, which is a chronic lung condition that affects the alveoli, which are the air sacs in the lungs. It can also cause heart disease, stroke, pneumonia, and reduce fertility, and that's only just a few things. According to the CDC, cancer is the second leading cause of death in the U.S. 1 out of every 4 people in this country die because of cancer. So as you can see, the reaper's job is never done. More than 480,000 U.S. deaths occur every year from cigarette smoking. 29% of that is due to lung cancer. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease holds at 21% and heart disease holds at 33%. Other diagnoses, stroke, and other cancers make up the rest of that percentage. People have turned to a new trend of e-cigarettes and vaping. It has become the new fad in teens and young adults. It was originally believed that these things were safer than smoking cigarettes, and in some ways they are, but studies are showing some alarming results. One study found that vapor damages the immune system of mice, and another study shows that e-cigarettes produce 31 harmful chemicals, including some that are believed to cause cancer. It is currently unknown what vaping does to the heart and blood vessels. In Science News Magazine's article, E-Cigarettes Proving to be a Danger to Teens, it shows how e-cigarettes have grown to be the most popular tobacco product used by middle school and high school students. Part of the reasoning behind its popularity is due to the fact that vape comes in a variety of flavors like bubblegum, Dr. Pepper, and cotton candy. Then it goes on to say that the liquid usually contains nicotine, a natural stimulant in tobacco that is highly addictive. Also in the liquid are solvents, flavorings, and who knows what else. That same article mentioned a chemist by the name of James Pankow. He discovered that some of the chemicals used in vaping liquids are the same chemicals that the Industrial Safety Guidelines placed limits on within the workplace. Smoking cessation will reverse the health risks involved almost immediately. Your body makes fast improvements in as little as 20 minutes. Your blood pressure and pulse rate returns to normal. Within that same day, just 8 hours, the level of oxygen in your blood returns to normal. After 12 hours, your body's level of carbon monoxide declines and returns to non-smoker levels. When you complete your day free of cigarettes, your risk for heart disease starts to lower. The longer you stay away from smoking, the more beneficial it is for you. After 5 years, the risk of heart disease is the same as that of a non-smoker. After 10 years, the risk of lung cancer is reduced to half of that of a smoker. After 15 years, the risk of heart disease is the same as that of a non-smoker. The longer you are away from cigarettes, the less likely you are to smoke ever again. In the 1990 Surgeon General's report, it is stated that people who quit smoking live longer than those who continue to smoke. It also goes on to state that people who quit smoking before the age of 50 have 1/2 the risk of dying within the next 15 years when compared with people who continue to smoke. Smoking cessation increases life expectancy because it reduces the risk of dying from specific smoking-related diseases. The impact of a smoke-free environment is beneficial to everyone. Healthcare costs drop, and they make it possible to reduce the cost of health, life, and disability insurance. It increases productivity and reduces break times. The average smoker will take up to 4 cigarette breaks within their shift. The overall health of the employees improve, sickness due to secondhand smoke in the workplace is non-existent, and attendance is better. The average smoker will miss 3.9 days a year from sickness. The CDC reported a report called Making Your Workplace Smoke-Free, A Decision Maker's Guide, states that a smoke-free workplace benefits not only the employers but also the employees. For the employees, it helps to create a safe and healthful workplace. Workers who are bothered by smoke will not be exposed to it at the work site. And when employers address their employees about their health as well as the health of their families, it shows the employees that their employer cares. From the employer's point of view, cost of health care programs may be reduced. Maintenance costs go down because office equipment, carpets, and furniture last longer, and it may be possible to reduce the cost of life and disability insurance. Behavior change theory is used to quit smoking. There are 5 stages of behavior change, and in order for you to figure out what stage you're at, there are assessments that you can take. An assessment called the Stages of Change algorithm is used to determine a person's current stage. The use of readiness ruler is a brief measurement that is used to assess motivational readiness. A person may want to change, but if they don't have the motivation, they'll not be successful in their attempts to quit. The next measure that can be taken is called the Process of Change Questionnaire. This is a self-report that assesses a person's practical and behavioral methods of change to quit smoking. Then there is the Temptation to Smoke Scale, which is another self-report measure that assesses how tempted one is to smoke in a variety of common life situations. There's a long list of assessments. These are just a few. The first stage of behavior change is called pre-contemplation. At pre-contemplation stage, there is no intention to change a behavior. Perhaps people have been telling you that you have a smoking addiction problem. You think you can quit at any time you want, so you laugh it off. Well, at this stage, the best way to motivate your change is to try to prove them wrong, that you can indeed quit whenever you want, and give it a try. That will bring upon contemplation, which will make you aware that you have a problem, but you have no commitment to change the problem. This is the stage that you realize that maybe you can't quit whenever you want. The next step is to look into different cessation methods that you could try. Ask questions, talk to friends and families about it. That will bring you into preparation. This is where you intend to take action in addressing the problem. You develop a support system, talk to your family and friends about your decision to quit smoking, talk to your doctor to fine-tune a cessation program that would work for you, and get suggestions, which brings you to action. This stage puts to actions the steps to take to quit. The most challenging way to quit would be to go cold turkey. Though this can be difficult to do, it's the best way to quit. Each day you go without cigarettes makes your desire them less and less. Remember when you first started to smoke? Remember how your body rejected the smoke? The coughing, the watery eyes, the dry mouth. The only reasons why you continued was because your friends were doing it. It was considered cool. Perhaps the desire to look like the tough guy, or maybe one of those bad girls, was the drive to pursue it further. No matter the reasons, your body rejected it at first, and it will reject it once again, the longer you go without. Other steps that you can take is to go to a behavioral therapist. It's a fairly common step, and this involves working with the counselor to find ways to not smoke. They will help you find the triggers that make you want to smoke. And when you find the triggers, you'll have the ability to avoid those triggers that will make you want to smoke. Other aids include nicotine replacement therapy. Now that is nicotine gum, patches, inhalers, and all of those sorts. And they work by giving you the nicotine without the tobacco. Then there are also medications like Zyban and Chantix that can help with cravings and symptoms of withdrawals. One or a combination of these things can help you on your way to a smoke-free lifestyle. Which brings us to the next stage, maintenance. This is the step where a new behavior replaces the old behavior. Instead of smoking, you're finding things to turn your interest towards. Perhaps you stop spending time with smokers. Perhaps you've replaced your desire to smoke by going out for a jog and enjoying the ability to fill your lungs without problem. Whatever way you choose to maintain, this step will help you to remain smoke-free. At this point, you want to concentrate on staying on track. This is where it's important to realize that relapses can happen, and they usually do happen. Relapse is where you fall back on your old habits. Perhaps you ran into an old friend and you went out for some drinks. Maybe many people like to smoke while they're out with their friends. It can be a trigger for anybody with an addiction. Or maybe you're really stressed due to work or a death in the family, or perhaps a sickness. No matter the reason for the relapse, remember not to be too hard on yourself and just start again. As with any addiction, you must understand that it takes time to walk away from it. As stated in the Health Benefits of Smoking Cessation, a report of the Surgeon General from 1990, most former smokers have cycled several times through the process of smoking cessation and relapsed before attaining long-term abstinence. It is normal for anyone trying to quit any addiction to have relapses. Thus, a person shouldn't be disappointed with themselves. Turn that disappointment into determination to steel yourself and get right back on that horse again. One of the best ways to help you on your way to quit smoking is to find a role model, somebody that you can look up to, somebody who can keep you on track, somebody who you can depend upon to keep you on the right path. Growing up, we look toward role models for inspiration and guidance through life. We value their opinion and we learn from them. We use their life as a model of how we should behave and act when we're older. It is very important as adults that we still have role models to look up to. We are always striving to better ourselves, and we have a thirst for knowledge in obtaining and achieving a better living for ourselves. I was always told to be aware of my actions at all times, to be the best person that I could be, because the possibility of being a role model for someone is ever present. Most time role models are unaware that they are being looked to as such, and when it is revealed to them, they tend to be shocked and perhaps a bit humbled. A good role model should be hardworking, creative, free-thinking, moral, kind, and fun to be around. The importance of a role model in the cessation of smoking will be detrimental to keeping you on track. Look for that inspiration. Feel inspired by a role model who is free of smoke, of completely healthy, perhaps athletic, and follow in his or her footsteps. That is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and have yourself a wonderful night.